Awesome. This is Darren with Leaders in Business Podcast, where CEOs and executives in the digital marketing and social media space share their best advice. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know what they're talking about. So let's get to it. In a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey Darren, my name is Chris Filipiak. I am a solo consultant that works with agency CEOs to build successful sales team and help them scale and grow their agency. I'm really excited to be here with you today. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad you're here as well. It sounds super exciting. So what's the best thing about leading your own business?
I think the thing that I love about leading my business is that it gives me an amazing opportunity to help more people, but also provides a container for my personal growth and an outlet for my passion and the ability to follow my purpose. Right? When you start a business, there's an idea that you have in your head and something that you want to do that you're not able to do, in a job or in another position or working for someone else. So when you step into that idea going like, look, I can help people in a unique way, and I have a purpose, and this business, this vehicle is going to allow me to do that. So I think for me, that's really why I love this business. It allows me to grow as a person.
Absolutely. Purpose is huge. So is growth. And, I hear from others that it can be challenging to grow your business today and with everything that's going on. What are some of the biggest challenges you see business leaders facing today?
Yeah. So with the businesses that I work with, right now, coming off of COVID and coronavirus, everyone was really struggling to redefine how they were going to survive with like that uncertainty of what was going on. And so, an outcome of that is the way that we served people and the way that we made money as businesses and business owners changed for everyone. So everyone had to refigure out sales, and sales was more difficult in that moment than it was before COVID. So right now, everyone's struggling with sales and actually figuring out how to build and scale a sales team. And I work with a lot of founders who haven't had luck with their sales team and are doing the majority of sales work themselves, and really trying to understand how to set a sales team up success, how to build a sales team, and how to scale your agency and your business is the challenge that I help people with. And it's a challenge that's pervasive right now in the market.
Yeah, absolutely. Super critical. And, kind of following that riff, what's the best advice you can give to other business leaders about creating a successful business?
I think there's two things on that, Darren. I think that the first is that you have to prioritize consistent revenue and positive cash flow. So like you have to figure out sales. Like that's the thing. And so many business owners, especially entrepreneurs, founders, come out of a technical background. So they're really good at their thing, but they don't start out as salespeople or sales leader. And that's what really allows a business to navigate uncertainty and create options for themselves is understanding and learning what it takes to make sales every day. Right? This isn't about like, I made a sale this month. Awesome. Like I get to go another month. It's going, no, I need to make sales consistently every single day. And my sole priority and responsibility as a business owner who's growing a business must be to that. And then the other thing is you have to have a CEO's mindset. You have to have a successful mindset. Like every day there's going to be challenges, difficulties, programs, paradigms that pop up in your head. And if you don't have if you don't have the tools and the knowledge to successfully think and know how to think so you can create what it is that you want, it's going to be really difficult, and you're going to struggle mightily and end up going backwards. So mindset is super important.
Yeah, absolutely. I can agree more with both those points. And, just to share like a golden nugget with our audience, like what's one thing that a leader in their business could do to help kind of solve their sales problem?
Yeah. So the first thing that you have to understand is that, that sales isn't a problem, right? Like sales is not difficult. It doesn't have to be fearful. You don't have to be worried. Like sales is simply based on the law of cause and effect, right? Like you do these things, you will create money. So it's really trying to understand what are the causes and the conditions that need to be put into place to create the effect of generating sales every single day. And one of those causes is your ability to consistently create and have sales conversations. So like when I work and I talk with agency CEOs, we look at primarily two things. How are we creating sales conversations every day? And how are we having sales conversations with people every single day? So it's understanding and really shifting from sales being this scary, confusing, problematic thing to something that you really fall in love with, right? And view it as a real gift, something you get to do every single day, and you get to go out and help people. So understanding like a sales mindset, that's really the golden nugget there. I call it like allowing sales to be synonymous with love is the space that you want to get to. And then really trying to think through what those causes are that creates the effect of bringing in revenue to your business and helping more and more people all the time.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And then, you had also mentioned mindset. So what's one of your favorite Jedi mind tricks for abundance?
Yeah. So the number one Jedi mind trick, and this has been, around as long as there's been Jedis, is to really that your focus, like you have to focus on what you want. Like I mountain bike. I love mountain biking, Darren, right? And like when I'm ripping down a trail at 25 miles an hour, inches from trees, rocks, jumps, everything, and in Western North Carolina, bears like darting around the trail, right? If I don't focus on the trail ahead of me and the path and the line that I'm taking, and I get distracted by a stump or a rock and my vision goes out, then I put myself at risk of like having a terrible crash. But as long as I am focused on what I want and riding smoothly and quickly down the trail and knowing that that's possible for me is really the Jedi mind trick. And it's going, the sales that I want are here, the business I want to be is this. And that's why when, you look at setting up the vision for your company, it really needs to be something that you can see in your mind and feel in your heart, right? And if you can't feel it in your heart, then it's not really it's not an appropriate vision for your company. So that's the trick. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And just quickly, what other successful business leaders like yourself would you like to acknowledge and should be on the podcast?
Yeah, so I would love to have on the podcast. I work with James Jacoby and Tristan Gutner. They're amazing mentors, coaches of mine, and super helpful. And a lot of I read a ton of books, Darren. And so like, all of the people, like Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich, I'd love to have you have Napoleon Hill on the podcast, but he's long gone. So you'd have to channel him in somehow.
We'll see what's possible with that. Well, yeah. I'll take a look and look them up. Now for the final fun question, who is the most interesting person to follow on social media and why?
That's a really good question. Right now I follow like a ton of David Nagel's stuff. I think that question just depends on what you're into, and like a lot of the people that I follow and I'm into are have transitioned from the physical, and if those are the people that I would follow. But I follow David Nagel on social media. And I follow a lot of, I think the thing too is like you have to look at who your customers and clients are and follow things that are relevant to them. So I follow a ton of people in like the sales heart space, right? Not like the manipulative sales tactics space, but people who are really coming from a place of service and love and showing up in that space. So that's who I follow.
Yeah, I'll check out David. Well, it was a pleasure having you on. How can people find you?
Yeah, easiest way to find me is you can get to my website, chrisfilipiak.com, or I'm on LinkedIn, christopherfilipiak.com. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you there at any point.
Perfect. Well, that's a wrap. This is Darren with Leaders in Business Podcast. For more insights and ideas, go to our website, leadersinbusinesspodcast.com. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on, Darren. See y'all. Bye.